Hello there, Sonic. Are you game for yet another race? All right. I see you are using Chaos Emeralds, Super Sonic. Well, I can do that too. Super Squirrel, ready to race. On your mark, get set, go! Oh my! Who constructed this Minecraft wall over here and didn't take it down? And the emeralds, they wore off.
Yoink!
Squirrel Stampede 2020!
Please, Spike.
And Squirrel Live!
I've got Chaos Emeralds. I've got Chaos Oh, not anymore.
On the table today, we are going to take a look at some more Sonic the Hedgehog toys from Jakks Pacific. That's Dr. Eggman. Kind of scary. This is the second wave today. We looked earlier at the first wave. Here's Knuckles. I'm really starting to like these bendable, flexible figures. They're really basic, and they're actually a lot of fun to play with because they're so basic. They've got a good, heavy footprint, and you can do a lot of fun things with them. And believe it or not, I'm actually very bendable, flexible too, just like the figures. Check that out. Pretty cool, huh? Took me years and years of practice to do this sort of thing.
Hold on, Dan. That is a really cheesy filter.
Oh, I guess it is just a filter. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the toys. And so here we are back on the table with the Wave 2 of Sonic the Hedgehog, Jakks Pacific Bendable Flexible Figures of Action. Front and center we have Super Sonic, a very difficult Sonic to obtain. Then of course over on the left, the menacing Dr. Eggman, also known as Dr. Robotnik in my world. And of course, Metal Sonic over on the right, no oil needed, cause it's an action figure. Well, let's get right to Super Sonic. It is Super Sonic, one of the most difficult characters to obtain in gameplay, at least in my world. I want to say I've only picked him up once in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. To find Super Sonic, you must obtain all Chaos Emeralds, thus beating all special stages, and some of those special stages towards the end get very difficult. So now with an action figure, you can have Super Sonic pretty much every day. On the back of the box, an image of Super Sonic with his quills up high. Remember, these figures are bendable, and they still come with these 8-bit foldable spinning discs, capturing a little bit of original gameplay in a way. Alright, Super Sonic, let's Super Sonic you out of package. Super Sonic out of the package. Oh. So I was just saying these toys have a great footprint for standing steady. Well, not all the time. It's a little tricky with balance with these giant heads, all these quills, all this balance up top, and then the shoes, they are nice and oversized. They could be smaller, so I'm impressed there. But with Super Sonic, there is a little bit of curvature to these heels. So he's, you know, a little tippy at times. You're gonna have to want to push him forward a little bit to balance all the quills. It's funny, the normal Sonic wasn't much the case with that. His footprint is a little flatter. There's still a lot of quills going out the back that kind of weight him funny. You're just going to have to play around with it a little bit to get a good stand. Back to the bendiness of these figures, you've got these arms that are on probably a rod inside a metal rod to give them some flex to them. And they're almost connected, I believe, through the body, the wire maybe. So when you move one arm, the other arm will move a little bit. And of course the legs have a little bendy wire in there too. It's difficult to get them into a, say, weird running position, but they're still, I think, a lot of fun to play with. For some reason, I think it just works really well with these. So there is Super Sonic. I'm kind of bummed he doesn't have an accessory. He's got his hand open like he wants to hold something. Maybe it's kind of a rock... Maybe it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors... Maybe it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors kind of motion thing. Although it would have been kind of fun to have a Chaos Emerald or something included. And boy, that was a challenge to get him to stand just then. Think I've got him now. As for the spinnable disc included, it looks like we have a Sonic. 8-bit, 16-bit Sonic, I should say. And let's see here. There we go. A little bit tricky with those quills this time, and they have a little display stand to stand on. So there's our Sonic, a little deeper blue this time. I kind of like having the old 16-bit toy to compare size with the normal new bendy toy. And again, if you fold them back up, you may spin them away. Let's go check out Eggman. And it's Dr. Eggman Robotnik on the table. I very much wanted to see how they would run this figure in the Bendable Flexible line. Sometimes they kind of skate right past the quality of Dr. Eggman, and so far he's looking pretty cool in package. On the back of the card, he is a tall man. A very tall and roundish man. Nothing funnier than watching him run in 16-bit. And two with the bendable limbs, see how he bends. And let's smack this guy out of package. Oh my, I'm liking Dr. Eggman so far. Look at those boots. Those are weird. Wow, that's pretty detailed, especially on that huge mustache. Gots to go in a little closer on that head. Great detail, the goggles, the 16-bit like eyes, the nose, and again, this stash is so huge. That is great. A little bit of paint wear on the bulbous head there, but a great looking head. I seem to have misplaced my regular version of Tommy Eggman. Here is a space version, I believe. He's a little more metallic. But they never quite got his bulbousness right. This time around, it's perfectly fun. How is he going to scale up to Bendable Flexible Sonic? Maybe a little short. Could be a little bit taller. But they will be perfect to play together with. These are great. And as for the bendiness of Dr. Eggman, we've got bendable arms. And I think they're bending pretty well so far. Look how well they stand out. Good arm reach. Thought maybe we'd have some wrist rotation. He's got kind of this cool pointing at Sonic thing going on. And then the legs, ooh, that can't be good on the knees, are bendy as well. Oh, I always love how he runs. It's just the funniest thing in the game. So funny. It's like, how is those little stick legs propelling that round body? Funniest stuff, because usually he's in his little Eggmobile thing, and so watching him hop out and run, always the best. So we have the Gamma disc included. There's a little Gamma toy. And of course we can try rolling it into Dr. Eggman. Ooh, pretty good roll. And see if we can unfold him. Little bit tricky still on these unfoldings. Real smart how they included display stands with these. There we go. Gamma. I like the 16-bit thrust going out the engines there. So that's Dr. Eggman. Definitely take a look at this guy if you can find him on shelf. Very fun, maniacal Sonic villain. Which brings us to Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic always having the most piercing of metal grinding sound effects in the game, especially Sonic 2 when we first see him. It's just a real nails on chalkboard sound. I always appreciated it. And now a pretty fancy bendable flexible figure. On the back of the box of Metal Sonic, an image of Metal Sonic standing, bendable limbs, and comes with a folding shadow disc. Okay, Metal Sonic, let's get you out. Metal Sonic out of pack, both Metal Sonic and Dr. Eggman, with a lot of detail for this style of figure. Love the back thruster going on this guy. Unfortunately, you can kind of see a little more of the bendable hole patterns going on and how they create these. Usually they're a little more hidden, but with Metal Sonic you can see them. However, Metal Sonic being metal, maybe that's a good thing. And how does the bendable, flexible Metal Sonic go? I think we'll have just about the same results. Usually a good point in that elbow bends. He's got a good pointing finger too going on. Feet and legs. You can usually get that knee to bend pretty well. Sometimes by that ankle. I love these shoes, by the way, in Metal Sonic. It looks so cool. And this hand has got kind of a grip going on. He could hold on to something. Rotating heads on most of the characters, except for maybe Dr. Eggman with that mustache. He's pretty limited, but some good movement. And then there's always trying to get them back into standing mode once you've bent them around. As for the shadow disc included, see if we can fold these out. See if I have a better luck with this one. Having tough luck with these today. There we go. That one worked really well. And there we go. A lot of people might just want to collect these for these because they're kind of fun. They're very Happy Meal-esque, but they're really fun too. You know, I don't believe I have a Metal Sonic to compare with another line, except for this plush metal Sonic from Sonic Boom, it looks like. This guy's been kind of hanging out in the office for quite a long time now, and I always liked him. And there he goes. Ah, look at this. I also have a plush Dr. Eggman here. Just love how this guy runs. And there we go with the bendable, flexible second wave of Sonic the Hedgehog Jakks Pacific figures. All three are very nice additions to the series. I think Dr. Eggman turned out the best by far, and Metal Sonic too is a lot of fun. Unfortunately, Super Sonic is a little tippy, although looks great. All of these will be fun to play with. I found these three over at Target. They run about $9.99. For more Squirrel Stampede crazy antics, check out Instagram. Draw me a squirrel hedgehog on Pop Jam. TikTok is sometimes silly. And of course, Discord is a place if you miss community comments. That's what I have to say about that. And they're a lot of fun. They've got a good heavy footprint on them. And believe it or not, I too am very bendy and flexible. Check that out. Is that pretty cool? I think that's pretty cool. How do I do that?